how to handle complicated raster images, color raster images in WiseImage for AutoCAD. I have two different examples. I have one tag image file, scan with 200 dpi, color depth or bit depth is 32, and one more image I have with 300 dpi. The images are same, but the specifications are different. I'll start work with these images, and it's very difficult even in WiseImage if you are not using the right functions, the right tools in WiseImage. So it's even difficult to update in WiseImage. So using few of the WiseImage tools in AutoCAD versions of WiseImage, we can easily update or modify this kind of images. Let me open a new window in Autodesk AutoCAD. I will take in metric system, so I'll open with a template. So now, as you can see, I have the menu bar here, which will provide me all the WiseImage functions that we use in Windows versions of WiseImage. At the same time, here in AutoCAD versions of WiseImage, we can use ribbon. So we have raster, selection, and conversion. So it's even more easier for user to take all the tools in AutoCAD versions of WiseImage. I'll open the raster image. We'll start with this image, so I can see the preview of the image, and as you can see, the supported file formats are listed in WiseImage, so you can open all these kind of files to update using WiseImage for AutoCAD. Open. So I need to specify the insertion point. I can say 0, 0 is my insertion point. Hit enter. The image will be inserted to the right position. So now I have the image in my workspace. So just before going to edit, we can have a look on the image and the target of the operations for this image. Basically, these are few informations wrote on the old image, and now the user needs to update these informations with the numbers. So these are all different markups we have, and those marked informations to be incorporated instead of the raster entity, the old raster informations here on this image. So by seeing the image, it seems that we need to remove all the markup in the beginning to update the raster informations, which is correct actually, and to do that we need to go to image, or we can access the same functions from raster. So on my case, I'll use both ribbon and the menu bar. The first thing we should do, as we know that it's way difficult using color drawings in over grayscale or black and white, so it's wise to move to grayscale for such examples. So I should move to grayscale now. So all the drawing content will move to grayscale. So on the grayscale image, we will apply few of the WiseImage functions that will improve the quality of the input, quality of this raster image. The first thing we will do, we will increase the DPI to some extent. So to do that, we can go to image and then we can say resample, or we can go on the ribbon and click on resample. So now on this we can click on the drop down, or we can type from the keyboard. So the width and height of the image will change automatically with the DPI, with the resolutions. So I can type 300 or maybe even more depending upon the quality you need. So on this case, let's say I select 600, but 300 is recommended. So I take 600 for this image. Click OK. So things will get bigger now, and the object's visibility will improve. Now at the same time, we can use some tools that will also give us certain amount of visibility corrections. For instance, we can change the gamma. So on this image we can say we need gamma something around 0.7. so we'll say apply. So the visibility will improve again if I change the gamma ratio on this image. Now the image is still a grayscale. So as I said, that it's always easier for any of the WiseImage users if they are using monochrome images, that's bitonal images. So our target will be to move to bitonal images. So our next step will be convert from grayscale to bitonal for this particular image. So I will go to image, then I'll use functions called adaptive binarizations on this. So this is something that I need to observe the preview, and I will try to select the parameters we have on this dialog box to obtain the best results. Maybe I can take 1, or for the smoothness something around, I want to increase the smoothness. So keep eye on the preview. I'll make it something like 70 or 75, something like this. And this is the binarize option is very important, and I can make it something like 230. It will decrease some noise, but at the same time it will decrease the quality of the outcome. So I should make it something like 240 or 235, something around. Okay, so let's make it something 240. You can click save to save the parameters for your future use, or you can say OK. So the moment you click OK, it will start binarize whole image. As the image DPI was high, I took 600 and I tried to make a good quality of finalise image, so it will take a minute or two. So now I have two different images. In the background I have the source image, the grayscale image, and on the blue layer I have a new bi-tonal image. There are only two colors, black and white. So basically under these conditions, if I click the frame of the image, and I'll be allowed to move the newly created image. So on the workspace I have actually, so I can easily move or delete certain portions of objects without any problem. So now I can go to save image. So I need to select the image, basically the blue, the color you are seeing. So I select the blue one and I say OK, and on this directory I can choose the extension of this particular image. So I can say, I'll say something image underscore something, or image div, like this. So I'm saving as a tag image file. So save, I have options so that I can choose different image compressions if I need to do so. Otherwise leave it and press save. So the moment I press save, as you can see, one was saved. So basically now we can exit from this workspace, or we can we can just turn off. I'll minimize the WiseImage for AutoCAD and I'll go to the directory where I saved the image. So now if I click properties and go to detail, I can see the image DPI now is 600, and the bit depth 1, so it's black and white. If I try to open the image in Windows Viewer, so you can see the content is all are in black and the background are white. So basically this is much easier for any of user, WiseImage user, than handling this image in WiseImage, either in WiseImage for AutoCAD or WiseImage for Windows. So on our case we will work using this image things, and go to new again and open a new metric environment. So now if I go to file and open, and this was the image I was working, I export it. So click open and I'll say 0, 0, hit enter. So it will be placed to the 0 points. So now this image is much more easier to handle. So on this image you can actually replace anything with any other objects in this image, or maybe you can use some different tools. I mean, if you want, you can remove the noises you have now. So to do that you can go to something like speckle remover. So if you are going to a certain functions in WiseImage for AutoCAD for the first time, you probably need to turn off the allow docking. So now you can easily move the dialog box. So on that I can say auto estimate, or I can, so now you can see it's actually detecting the noise in the image, and I can make a save. After doing this I can make a save. So I'll go to file and save. So it will save the image. So basically on this image, if we need to update something, if we need to write some text or delete certain circles or something, other objects, or place a new get valve, that we can do. We have selection toolbar that we can select different objects in WiseImage for AutoCAD. We can take the easiest tools we can take, like something like this. So the moment I select, it will select the raster entity and it will mark yellow. Now you have to come out from the selection functions. You have to exit from the selection functions. So it will be remain as a selected. So if I need to unselect, then you have to go to these functions, unselect, or you can access from menu bar. So you need to click on unselect all. I can click unselect, so then only you can unselect some selected objects in the drawing. So just repeat the same selection procedure. Okay, so this is selected now. I will press escape on my keyboard, and now I can select this normal AutoCAD selection. So I can use the cross polygon rectangle or the normal rectangle selections as we do in Autodesk AutoCAD, basically to remove this portion of the raster just using the CAD functions, or you can use the WiseImage functions to remove this. So on place of that, you can use some other objects. You can draw one more circles or maybe some rectangles you can draw on this portion. So I'm drawing another rectangle on this drawing. So now this rectangles are actually this rectangle. So this rectangle is actually a vector entity. So now if we go to normal CAD, say home, and I want to change the color of the rectangle, so I can do that. I can change the color of the rectangle. So I can say it should be red, or maybe should be yellow, and I can change the width of the rectangle. So you can turn on the line weight on the status bar. So I click on the status bar, line weight, so I can increase the line weight. I can save this drawing. Basically, if I go to file and save as, so I can save this document as DWG now. So basically, if I close the window now and try to open the same drawing, yes, so this is the file I saved. So I select this and open the same file. So basically I remove a portions of raster, and I added one vector. In WiseImage for AutoCAD, you have different selection procedure, as you can see. So all of the selection procedure in WiseImage were already discussed in another video, and you can follow the description below of this video about the WiseImage selection procedure, so you can perform the same procedure in WiseImage for AutoCAD. The only difference between WiseImage for AutoCAD and WiseImage for Windows selection procedure is to use escape. The moment you select certain objects in WiseImage for AutoCAD environment, you have to exit from the functions, the selection functions, and then you can edit or remove the selected objects. Thank you, and I hope this will help. If you have any questions, or if you have even more difficult raster images, color raster images, you can let us know. We can find a way to help you. Okay, so thank you for your time.